Before I called you, I was talking to the YFTers about like one of my issues with Love is Blind, which I have a lot actually. But one of my issues is the amount of the usage of it's giving, and it's really giving me a headache. But I also will recognize that everything that I just said is a cop-out for me being annoyed that I'm too old to relate to this fucking
It's
group of
giving
people.
millennial.
It is.
Bros and hoes. You're listening to Your Favorite Thing podcast with
Wells and Brandi. I feel that way about recipes I look up online where they have like 4 paragraphs about like the season of which they were cooking, and I'm like, just can we get to the fucking thing that I looked up, which is the recipe? Because I don't need to know like that, you know, the leaves were changing that beautiful, you know, winter's day in New England. You know, I don't need to know that. What I need to know is how many cloves of garlic do I use?
True.
And I have to go to like the 7th page to find that out. And I hate you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, how you doing?
First world problems.
Mm.
I'm good. I recorded a podcast last week with Kaitlyn Bristow.
Oh yeah, that guy.
She's cranking that thing out this week. I got like no heads up, no like, hey, your episode's coming out. I just got tagged in something, and she's so tan because she came from Hawaii, and I look like a ghost.
Yeah, I saw that she looked very tan.
So jealous.
How's she doing?
You know what? She seems great.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I feel like both her and Jason are not in the best place.
Really?
I don't know. That's just like what I get from like looking at their socials.
Okay, but you can't do that because
I know
socials aren't real.
They are. Mine is.
You don't count.
I count.
No, you're not normal.
Fair.
I hadn't seen her in, I think it's been about a year. I think the last time I saw her, I ran into her at a Preds game last season. So I didn't know what to expect. I haven't seen her since everything, and I thought she looked great, seemed great. She's doing great.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Speaking of people who were the lead of The Bachelor or The Bachelorette, I'm playing golf with Joey on Wednesday.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, so we'll find out.
Get the tea?
I'm gonna find out who I'm gonna be like, who'd you pick? I gotta fucking know.
We need to know.
Is it Maria? Is it the girl who looks like Topanga? Is it the girl with a cochlear implant? Who is it?
I need to know.
We need to know, Joey.
Wait, is today Monday?
Today's Monday, yes.
Shit, we gotta hurry so I can watch.
Just go press DVR.
I forgot. It's not the same.
It is the same. It's exactly the same, actually. It's actually better because then you don't have to watch the commercials. Okay, we can hurry if you want to hurry.
I forgot it was Monday. My days are really screwed up.
Well, before I called you, I was talking to the YFTers about like one of my issues with Love is Blind, which I have a lot, actually.
I mean,
but one of my issues is the amount of the usage of it's giving, and it's really giving me a headache. And I realize that like this is the get off my lawn, I'm getting old, I'm no longer like connecting with said audience, and that this is a me thing. This is me projecting like my sadness of my age onto now our audience. But I think I've pinpointed why it annoys me so much as someone who prides themselves on like telling a good story.
Okay.
What I don't like about the it's giving is what it is really all, if you boil down what it is, it's an analogy, right? So like these shoes are giving whatever iconic, or like you're giving fiance. Okay, so
what about when they just say it's giving?
That it's giving. So that's so fucking confusing. But all that is that you're taking one thing and you're equating it to another thing. Like, oh my God, this entire outfit's giving engagement. Like, so what you're trying to say is that like you look so good that you think that he might get down on a knee for you today. And to me, that's really lazy storytelling. And this is so
or
dorky,
is it
but
genius and efficient?
Maybe it's soup. Maybe that's what it is. But like the fun thing about talking to somebody is actually hearing what the fuck they have to say. And this is like, this is such like I was an English minor, and like, you know, like lit 101 is like show don't tell.
Mhm.
And that it's giving is telling, it's not showing. I'm not getting anything other than like what your analogy is to this thing, and that's giving me a fucking headache. And I hate it so much because I feel like you're leaving so much of the story up to interpretation of the person who's receiving it. And that's unfair because we already live in this world of text message, and we're like misconstruing messages constantly and like giving ourselves a complex about it. And then all of a sudden we're now putting it into our regular vernacular, and we are doing the exact same thing that text messages do, which is super vague with zero context. But I also will recognize that everything that I just said is a cop-out for me being annoyed that I'm too old to relate to this fucking
It's
group of
giving
people.
millennial.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
You know what I was thinking about before we started this podcast today? Did you ever watch The Hangover?
Yeah, but it's been a hot minute.
Okay. I was thinking about this. So in The Hangover, there's the baby Carlos, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that was in 2009. So that was 15 years ago. Yeah, it was 15 years ago. Jesus Christ.
That hurts.
It hurts. Now, I was thinking about this. I was like, the baby Carlos that's in The Hangover,
I'm scared.
you know, has like a very popular TikTok channel at this point.
Oh.
That kid, I bet you is making more money than us selling feet pics on fucking OnlyFans right now.
True.
Good for Carlos, you know?
Speaking of OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Did you know that there are girls that go to the gym and make sus videos for OnlyFans at the gym?
So are they like finger banging themselves like at the gym?
Maybe, but that's not what I saw. But I've like seen the couple girls on TikTok that are like in the gym, like doing a squat, but it's like, it's not, you can tell they're not working out. They're like doing squats. And recording it on their phone. And I guess like the reason I even saw this is because now girls are posting videos where they're like in the gym trying to film a video that's obviously for OnlyFans, and dudes are coming up to them and being like, what the fuck are you doing? Like knocking their phone over, being like, get this trash out of my gym, and like all that kind of stuff. And it's crazy, but I didn't even know girls did that.
Yeah, like the amount of money that people are making on OnlyFans is crazy.
I'm like, should I be on OnlyFans?
I think you should. Like, what are you fucking... You probably would do really well because people will be like, well, I can't see what Miley looks like naked, but I...
Yes, you can. It's on Google.
Oh, is it?
Her whole phase, you know, where titties out, don't care. Like, you can see that.
Free the nipple, man.
I don't know if I could do it, but I would do feet pics. I tell Tish all the time we should do the feetpics.com situation.
I'll do feet pics with you.
Mm-hmm. I think we should. I think we'd make more money than this podcast does.
Come on. I could sell fucking... I could sell, you know, what are the cookies? The little
Girl Scout
sell?
cookies?
I can sell Girl Scout cookies and make more money than this podcast does.
I am so devastated I didn't get any this year.
It's not like...
They're hard to find.
It's not like... It's not like the Easter Bunny didn't come to your house. You go to the store. They're at the store.
I couldn't find them anywhere.
At Safeway, at Publix, at Ralph's, wherever you go.
There were none at Publix. None at Whole Foods. I went to the mall one day. Why'd I go to the mall? Don't know.
Who goes to the mall?
Actually, I needed shampoo.
Just fucking order that shit on Sephora.com.
I needed it right then. And there were Girl Scout cookies, but there was a line of like 100 teenagers.
Yeah.
In line to buy Girl Scout cookies. So I was like, I can't stand in that line. Surely I'll see them again.
Yeah. Well, you live so far out, they're not coming to your house and shit.
Oh, they should come to my neighborhood. Everybody would buy them.
I know.
Because no one else is selling.
I know. We've done this bit before, but you know what Boy Scouts sell?
No.
It's fucking bullshit. They sell popcorn.
Do they really?
Yeah, that's the thing that they sell. And
just like normal popcorn or like caramel drizzled? Salted.
I assume they've tried to level up a little bit, but still, like, come on, popcorn?
I've some caramel salted popcorn.
But here's what I'm saying: you want to be smart? Do you want to piggyback off of women? What men have been doing for years and years and years? You follow the Girl Scouts, and you sell milk.
Ooh, yeah, you're right. I remember you
Easy.
saying this.
You see who they sell to? Boom, that person.
Are they going to sell
They got
almond milk?
Momoas, all the milks, all the soys,
Speaking
soy milk,
of,
almond
okay,
milk.
this is not a new rant. Like
Okay.
America, this is America's argument. Okay, it's not mine.
America.
Why the fuck do coffee shops get away with charging a whole $1 for non-dairy milk?
I don't know.
It doesn't cost any more to buy almond milk at the store anymore than it does to buy dairy milk. If I had an allergy and couldn't drink dairy milk, I would be pissed and I would feel discriminated against that I'm being charged an entire $1 more, an entire $1 for my already $6 latte for it to have non-dairy milk. How is that still happening?
It's giving privileged.
I don't like it.
I
think we should all protest.
Do you want to hear something crazy? I don't think I could tell you the last time that I was in a coffee shop.
It's my one addiction.
Yeah, but why don't you get like an espresso machine?
It's not the same. I got one this year because I was like, I got to stop buying lattes at Highbrow because they're $7.
That's crazy.
But it's not just like, not only is the latte so much better, but it's the experience. It's the going in, getting my latte, saying hi to the coffee workers that know me and know my order because I go there so much. It's like the whole thing.
How many days a week do you go get that? Would you say 5 days a week?
If I'm traveling,
okay,
minimum 1 a day.
Oh, so you're going at least 7 times a week.
If I'm traveling, yes.
Okay, so let's just cut that down.
If I'm at home, but if I'm traveling, there's no other option.
Okay, fine.
That's how I get my coffee.
I just want to do the math.
If I'm at home, 3 or 4 times a week.
Okay,
and that's like me being good.
Okay, so let's take the medium there, right? Let's go 5 times a week on average.
Okay.
So 7 times 5 equals $35 a week.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Times 52 equals you're spending almost $2,000
a year. Here's the thing. Here's my argument. Mm-hmm. I don't really pay for alcohol when I'm out. Like, I don't go out and drink.
Because men are just like, she's giving sexy.
I've just never been the person that can justify going out and spending $18 on a cocktail. I think it's stupid. Yeah. My friends, especially in my late 20s, early 30s, my friends spent so much money on alcohol when we would go out. I never did that. I don't do that to this day. And so I can justify the $35 a week for lattes because I don't go out and spend hundreds of dollars a night on alcohol on the weekends.
That's fine. You can figure out your budgetary reasons all you like. I'm just saying that it's not like you can make a drink at home.
But it's not as good. Nowhere close. Nowhere close.
You got to look up some YouTube videos. No? Anyways.
But I don't want to be paying a whole $1 for almond milk or oat milk anymore. It's not right.
It's not right.
It's not.
I know. We got to do something about it.
I agree. I think we should literally go on strike.
We ride at midnight.
I'm serious.
Are you with us, YFTers? We ride at midnight.
Stopped going to coffee shops for even a week. They would have to stop. They would have to stop charging so much for non-dairy milk.
Yeah. I saw some stat. So let's look it up. How many Starbucks are there in the US? Okay. This is mind-blowing. So there are 17,068 Starbucks coffee shops in the United States. How many churches do you think there are?
Way more.
Give me a guess. 17,000 Starbucks. And we make the joke of there is a Starbucks on every fucking corner, right?
I mean,
that's
fair.
The thing. 17,000.
But think about in rural areas.
Totally.
There aren't really Starbuckses and there are so many churches.
I know. How many churches do you think there are in the continental United States?
If there's 17,000
the contiguous.
Starbucks, I would bet 80,000 churches.
It's a good guess. It's a great guess.
What is the number?
380,000 churches in the United States.
Holy shit.
That's I saw that
like
stat,
church buildings or like
no churches.
No, I know, but somebody could have like a registered church and it could be online or it could be, people do that bullshit stuff just for taxes, like church buildings.
Okay, let's cut that in half then.
It's still crazy.
It's still crazy.
It's still crazy.
And who's going, like, you're not going to church every single day, but you're going to Starbucks. You specifically are going 5 times a week.
Yes, I am.
That's crazy, dude. You know what Starbucks should do? Fucking open up a church. You know?
Yeah.
Because remember when banks did that? They were like, no one's coming into our banks anymore, so we're going to have coffee shops and a bank.
Yeah.
That to me is crazy. That's like the most American thing in the world.
It's nuts.
We make the big joke that fucking Starbucks, like, there's a Starbucks next to a Starbucks. Like, and I've actually seen that, like, across the street. I'm like, there's
I know.
This is crazy.
Especially in New York. They're literally
for sure. Or like when you go to
block.
an airport, you're like, fuck, there's like 6 Starbucks in here. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
But there are a lot more churches.
All those people not paying taxes. That just like
I know.
hurts my soul.
And you know what? If Starbucks was a church, then they could save some of the money on the oat milk, and my girl could get a fucking fresh
Or they
cup
could
of
just
Joe.
stop being greedy because oat milk isn't more expensive anymore.
Yeah, it's giving greed.
For real.
We should start the show.
We should.
This is the best opening we've had in a very long time.
It's a little all over the place.
You or me?
I think maybe you.
Bros and hoes. You're listening to Your Favorite Thing podcast with
Wells and Brandi, who is protesting coffee shops starting tomorrow.
We ride at dawn. YFTers.
Actually, the next day, because I have an appointment in the morning and I know I'm going to want to stop and get a coffee. So Wednesday we start, which is the day this podcast comes out.
Why don't you bring your own oat milk with you? Have a little lunch pail, and you'll be ready to go.
They'll be like, we don't do that.
Yeah.
Health code.
Got it.
Bitches. Always an excuse.
Okay. I know that like a lot of YFTers come to us for Bachelor talk, but I'm going to flip the script a little bit because I'm much more invested in Love is Blind.
Yay.
Okay. And I want to bring up like the cast so I can look at everything, you know?
Yep.
But here's the thing. Love is not blind.
No.
And I think we all realized this season 1, that this is really not what this show, like it's not blind. And so I need every year, I need Netflix to show me that like, yeah, you know, it's important what people fucking look like. It's a big part of relationships. So why are we still doing this? The show really should
watch it.
Absolutely. It's phenomenally genius show.
Yeah.
But it shouldn't be called Love is Blind. It should be called, Are You Gonna Get Left at the Altar by Yourself? Because that's what the show is.
It should be called Love Ain't Blind.
Yeah, exactly.
Love
and like as much as you want to believe that love is blind, it isn't. It isn't. And Jimmy and Chelsea are a great example of this. Right?
Yep.
And I feel for both of them. I will concede that Chelsea does resemble Megan Fox in the way that Megan Fox is a dark-haired girl with really pretty eyes. And I could see how people would be like, you have shades of Megan Fox, right? I could see that. But like...
What about Carrie Underwood? Because that was also brought up.
She looks like Carrie Underwood?
One of her friends said that on this last episode. You didn't say, are you not cut up?
I think I am cut up. But I'm not sure if I'll tell you what, Love isn't blind. But also her friends might be blind because I don't know who's telling her this stuff.
Yeah. It's when he meets her friends. She was like, guys, who do I always get on that I look like on the airplanes? And they're like, Carrie Underwood. And she's like, and they're like, Megan Fox.
Wow. Okay.
But Carrie, I don't get that.
I don't either. Okay. So, I mean, we got to talk Jimmy and Chelsea and Jess, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I do think that like Jimmy has a little bit of buyer's remorse. You can see it in his face. Like, I think he thought she was going to look like one thing and she doesn't, and that's fine. But he seems like he's really trying to stick with it. Like in his mind, love might be blind, or like he's really fighting for it, I think.
Yeah. I
right?
do. Yes.
And I think one of the and we don't see everything,
I
but
know.
Chelsea sold him a bad bill of goods because I don't think that she showed how insecure she is
Mm-hmm.
in the pods.
Agree. You could equate this to like dating online. It's kind of the same thing. Like when there's a wall between you or a phone between you, it's a lot easier to be confident.
Yeah.
This is why dating online is not it.
But it's so severely evident that she is very, very insecure about the way she looks.
Mhm.
She's constantly being like, do you love me? Do you love me? Are you sure you love me? Or do you love me? Do you love me? You didn't tell me you love me today. Why didn't you tell me you love me? And he's like, dude, I don't know what the fuck to tell you. And I've got one kind of this scene that like really stuck with me. The poor guy, and listen, I'm sure he's going to fuck up and I'm going to hate him at some point. But the poor guy comes back from like he's working all day or whatever.
Mhm.
And they get in this conversation where she's like, you only kissed me one time. You didn't tell me you loved me 17 times. You didn't kiss me, yada, yada, yada. And he's like, I just got done with work. Like, I'm sorry. And then she's like, and we had sex, but you only kissed me one time. I'm like, what are you guys doing sex? You guys aren't kissing during sex? Also, if you guys are having sex, that's a show of emotional connection, I think, right?
Yeah.
Like,
well, it sounded like he was like, well, you wanted to. It sounded,
yeah, he might have been busy.
Mm.
Or he just might not be in the mood because she doesn't really look like Megan Fox. I don't know.
Well, yeah. But I can't stand people that keep tally of like,
Totally.
oh, there's nothing that turns me off more than someone that's like tallying how many times things happened or didn't.
And it's obviously because she is insecure about their relationship. Like, it's very, very telegraphed, and I totally understand. But this is the thing that I took away from it. And it's the thing that like I think a lot of guys get caught into, right? So she is upset that he isn't telling her whatever, that he loves her, and then she's kissing her and like doting over her and all this stuff because she's insecure about their relationship. And she's telling him how she feels, and he's eating it. And he's like, I'm so sorry. I love you. Let me come over. Let me kiss you. All this stuff, right?
God bless him.
And he, at some point, is finally like, okay, I want to say how I feel about this situation. Right? And he's like, hey, you're being kind of clingy. And she fucking loses it, right?
I know.
And this is a good example about why men, just in general, never tell women how they really feel about anything, because he immediately gets fucking raked over the coals because he said how he felt, right? He immediately had like, I'm so sorry. Like, I don't mean that. And that's bullshit. Why is your feelings about how you feel about how this person is treating you any more important than how he feels about you? It's bullshit. So anyways, I'm sorry. I got a little bit of a soapbox, but when that happened, I was like, this is fucked up, man. He's just saying what he feels. And also, I'm watching the show and I'm like, you are being kind of clingy, dude. Like, fucking cool pump the brakes, lady.
No, for sure.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, I just feel like, see, it's funny, like, the whole male-female dynamic is very interesting to me because when I'm in a relationship, for the most part, I'd say like 80-20, I feel like I am on what's normally the male's side of things, where like in my past relationships, it's been some fucking guy telling me like, well, you didn't do this enough today and I didn't feel loved by you and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, and then the minute I say something about how I feel, all of a sudden it's like they're the victim and I'm in the wrong and I'm such an asshole. And it's like, okay. But like for me, it's, if there's some sort of like imbalance, right, in the relationship, whoever's the most emotional typically is who brings it up the first. And then it's just like a one-sided thing. And it's like the minute like somebody else tries to say, well, this is how I feel about it, then it just becomes, it's like what you're saying. It's like very imbalanced. And all of a sudden, like you're the bad guy because now you also have feelings because you weren't the first one to bring all this up. I don't know. I hate it.
Yeah, and I think the reason why a lot of people who are like overly emotional get so offended when someone who is not very emotional showcases their emotions, just because it's not a normal thing for them to react that way. And so then all of a sudden they're like, whoa, all of a sudden you have feelings? Where's this coming from?
Well, I didn't tell you brought them up. You know what I'm saying?
Anyways, like, and Jimmy even asked Chelsea, he's like, what are the type of guys you've been into? And she says, really muscular. And I'm sitting there being like, God, you should have gone with Trevor. He's just
I know.
like you'd be perfect for one another.
They really would. I liked Trevor's personality way better than I liked Jimmy's personality. Anyway,
I do too. It's so very interesting to me that like Jimmy had like all these girls like eating out of his hand, and I'm like, this guy is not that interesting.
No, I agree.
He's like Southern, so like maybe like the Southern drawl of it all. Trevor and Chelsea, we got to get you guys together. And Jimmy and Jess, you guys need to be together. You know? I don't know. I think that here's the thing, Jess. I guess she had to like explain why she used like the EpiPen thing. Like she was like, "You're gonna choke when you see me. You're gonna need an EpiPen." Then she had to explain it, and I saw that on social media. I was like, "Why does she have to explain that? That's the best line I've ever heard in my entire life." Like that's
really good.
You have to explain why you're fucking amazing at doing interview. No. That's not it's not giving EpiPen. She fucking said it with her chest. And I loved it. I was like, that's so good.
My thing with those two is like, he was very clearly not happy about her having a kid.
Yeah.
And like,
he's 28. You know, I know.
That. So like that was like visibly a big deal to him when she told him. So I don't think that that's her man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. The other one, it's Jeremy. And
that fucker, I cannot. I mean,
like,
the two of them are nuts.
she's like, you were out until 5 o'clock. The bars close at 2 o'clock. What are you doing? And he's with his sunglasses on, so hungover, you know it. He's like, fuck, I gotta make up some shit here. Well, the guys told me that so and so is gonna be there, and he thought when he said, "I'm not gonna let someone dictate what I do with my," he thought that was a good line, right?
Oh, he
was
totally did.
He's like, "This is good. I'm getting in front of this." And then she's like, so then what'd you guys do? Like, well, we hung out in the parking lot afterwards for 3 hours.
That's not sketchy.
Yeah, for 3 hours. And then she's like, well, I shared my location with you, which fucking weird, one. But two, she's like, yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm waking up in the middle of the night looking at your location. And then at the end of the argument, she goes, motherfucker, I was looking at your location. I know you were the part of town that what's her name lives in. I was like, holy shit, man. This is beautiful.
And you know the tea on that, right? About the Apple Watch?
No, I don't. Tell me the tea.
Okay. So everybody on TikTok is saying, I don't know how they found this out, but they're saying that he thought he was being slick and left his phone in his car, got in her car and went to her place, but forgot he got the fucking Apple Watch on his wrist.
Oh,
showing his location.
So he left the phone in the car.
Yes. And thought that he was going to get away with being like, well, I was just in the parking lot all night. Because he thought like that's where his location would be, and didn't even think about the fact that the watch shows your location. That's
so good. I love that. Gosh, we need more camera people to be following these things.
Ooh.
And then like the black guy and the white girl with like the saving themselves for marriage.
Super weird.
Really weird. Like I didn't understand kind of any of that whole thing.
No.
But going back to the guy, what's his name that was in the parking lot?
Jeremy. I get him and what's his face confused.
Yeah, Jeremy.
Jimmy, yeah.
Jimmy, yeah, Jeremy. But here's the thing, though. So he goes and meets her family, and she will not give up the fact that he wears fucking floral Hawaiian shirts, which is like the dumbest thing in the world,
so
right?
Dumb.
And like the sister-in-law's like, but he's interesting. That's a quirk. I kind of like that. He's a little, like.
Mm-hmm.
And it was one of those things. Sometimes I think that there's like, these people are going through a lot, obviously. And like, we're not seeing everything, obviously. But when I was watching it, I was like, it seems like you don't want me to be with you. Like the way that you're talking to your family about me in front of me seems like you don't really want to be with me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, man, she's really kind of raking them over the coals. Like this doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And when your family has to defend the guy that you're dating, I think that's a bad look.
Yeah.
Right?
I always got the vibe from her that it was more about beating Sarah Ann by getting him than it was about her liking the guy.
Yeah.
She seems very competitive.
Totally. I do like Amy and Johnny. They seem cute.
Too. So cute. Although their whole thing about not having sex is also weird.
Yeah. I think that's just a way for them to feel better about like, I don't really know you and I'm not really ready for this yet. Like,
I guess.
Like it's tough for us to get people to go to the boom boom room on Paradise and they're like living with people for a month, right?
But is that because of like the way it would look on TV and they're worried about that?
For sure.
I feel like that's more the Paradise thing.
Yeah.
I don't know. She's just like, from what they're saying on the show, it's that doesn't want to take birth control. Well, I'm 36 and I've never been on birth control in my entire life, and I've never gotten pregnant. It's not like accidents can happen, but there are other ways to not get pregnant besides birth control.
Yeah.
So like, I just don't get why that's the hang up.
This episode of YFT brought to you by Trojan condoms.
Literally, like there's so many options.
Are you like Brandi and doesn't use birth control? Well, strap on a Trojan ribbed condom.
And you don't have to all the time if you track your cycle, which is also not hard.
Yeah, or just kind of pull out.
Done that too. Like, I'm telling you, there's plenty of options.
Plan B.
Also an option, which also not good for you, but like in an emergency, totally doable.
Yeah. Which brings us to my next point, Alabama and their the Alabama Supreme Court and their ruling on cryo in vitro fertilization. IVF. That's some crazy shit.
Crazy shit.
Only in
Alabama scares me.
Only in Alabama. And listen, say I get, like, I understand the argument of, you know, pro-life, pro-choice, whatever. My father was an OBGYN, actually, and he actually had to perform abortions as a resident. It was like part of, I think if you're going to be an OBGYN, you probably got to fucking learn how to do that too. And also, like, if a woman's in danger of her life, I think you as the obstetrician need to be able to save the woman's life and take the baby out. And he was always like, I didn't really do that in my practice because I didn't feel right about it. But like, it's important if you might die.
Definitely.
This to Alabama. If you put your baby in the freezer, it'll fucking die. If you put an embryo in the freezer, it's good for years. They're not the fucking same thing. So crazy. I just wish they would call it what it is, and it's not Love is Blind. It's it's gonna be really funny when someone doesn't show up on the wedding day.
Yeah,
that's a better name.
Do you think anyone's gonna get married? I don't.
No, I think that maybe who is it?
The couple that don't want to have a baby and have sex.
Amy and Johnny.
Yeah, they're the only ones with a chance.
Only chance. I can see that Jimmy and Jess getting together. I can see that. Let's pivot over to The Bachelor and Joey.
Mm-hmm.
I was listening to Howard Stern. I didn't know this about Joey, and I want to get kind of down to the nitty gritty with him about it when we play golf on Wednesday. That he lives with his sister, and his sister doesn't charge him rent, but she just does have to like hold it over him for when she needs him for shit. And God, there's nothing that says I want to marry this guy like moving in with my sister-in-law, right?
Yeah, don't love it.
Yeah, the show should have bought him a condo before it started, and they were like, "Listen, this is your new residence. We're not going to talk. We're not talking about the fact that you live with your sister rent free. That's weird.
It's not good."
What are we thinking about everything?
Well, my girl Lexi sent herself home.
Yeah.
Devastated.
Which one's Lexi?
The real pretty girl with
the big hair?
No. Lexi was the one and she has like endometriosis or something.
Oh, yeah.
I think it was endo. But she's the one that had the convo of like, hey, what's your timeline for kids? And he was basically like,
oh yeah,
10 years from now.
Yeah.
And she was like, I gotta go.
Yeah. Kelsey's the girl with the great hair.
I love her.
I think that she might be the winner.
Oh, I love her so much.
Yeah, she's good.
But what's funny is like, wouldn't have pegged her as his type.
Yeah.
But I'm obsessed with her. She's one of my faves.
By the way, did you know that Maria had a small role in The Pacifier?
Sure did. It's all over TikTok.
Yeah. Here's the thing. So I think, here's my prognostication.
Okay.
I usually think that Maria is going to get picked, but I don't think that she's going to get picked because I think she's a little bit too much of a wild card for Joey. I think
so
that
too.
he is going to pick Kelsey. And
you think it's going to come down to Maria and Kelsey?
Yeah, I don't know. Like I think the last three will be Maria, Daisy, and Kelsey.
I do too.
And then I think what's going to happen to Bachelor Nation is they're going to have to make a decision. And I think that like they're trying to figure this out. I don't know this for sure, but I have heard that they're like having a hard time figuring out what they're going to do. And I think
Bachelorette wise?
Yeah. And I think it's going to come down to what does the audience like more, Maria or Daisy? It's like,
according to my TikTok, it's Maria.
That's the Bachelorette?
Everybody on TikTok wants Maria to be the Bachelorette.
I do too. I like someone with a little bit of edge. And we also know, if his history has taught us anything about the Bachelorette, is that it's more boring because the guys generally just like powwow together and it becomes a fraternity, whereas the girls on The Bachelor will fucking fight. So you do need someone with a little bit more spice as the lead, whereas on The Bachelor you can have kind of a wafer, boring motherfucker, a la Joey or Ben or whatever, Zach, and the show can still be successful. So I think that Maria might be a good choice. I think that if you want to make Middle America happy, you go with Daisy.
But is Middle America who's watching The Bachelor anymore? I don't know.
I don't know. It used to be. I think when they got rid of Chris, they lost a huge chunk of Middle America.
I think so too.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Interesting.
I thought that Maria was going to be the bad guy on this show when I saw. I remember when I played golf with Joey before the season started. Oh, at that wedding, the Gary and Teresa wedding, and he showed me a video of. Actually, no, I saw the whole thing because I did the fucking whole rehearsal of that show as Jesse stand-in. And I saw a lot of the clips and I was like, this brunette looks crazy. And I thought she totally was going to be like the wild card, you know?
Yeah.
Like the Demi.
Well, it was giving wild card for the first 3 episodes.
And you know what? She has stayed strong.
She has.
Who do you like better, Daisy or Maria?
I like Daisy better. But I agree that Maria's better TV.
Yeah. Okay, so we talk about this a lot. The social contract that you have to make with the audience to make it believable that 25 super eligible, handsome men would want to date one person. Do you think that one is more deserving of that than the other? No. Okay.
I think I said before, like Maria, she's just a hot girl, and not saying she's only that, but she's a hot girl. Like she's hot. She dresses sexy. She's very confident. Like that's and Daisy's the wholesome, adorable sweetheart. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong. I think Maria's got a great personality, but she's the hot chick, so I think like it's easy to sell you on 25 guys wanting to date the hot chick. You know what I mean? But I also think that Daisy she's so beautiful. She's just a complete different type, right? Like blonde and fair skin and light eyes. I think she's so beautiful and just like such a good person. I think there are very, very much going to be 25 men lining up to date her too.
Yeah, no, it's Reese Witherspoon or Megan Fox. I think that's pretty good.
Great comparison.
I like that one.
Yeah,
it's giving Megan Fox. It's giving Reese Witherspoon.
It is.
I think, but that's what I could be totally wrong. And he goes with Daisy, and then if that happens, then it definitely is Maria, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was thinking Lexi would be a great bachelorette.
Which one's Lexi?
She's the one that sent herself home because she wants to.
Oh yeah.
And because she is on such like an expedited timeline for like wanting to get married and have kids.
Yeah, that's scary for guys, especially if it's 25.
Is it
28-year-olds?
Well, they need to cast some older men.
I agree with that, actually. What was really funny to me was the girl the girl that got the initial card that said she could steal, and then
Leia.
threw it in the fire and was like, "I'm not going to use it," And we were like, "Wow, she's got like moral fortitude." And then she kind of just went after Marie, and I was like, "Oh, you should have kept that fucking card, because
she did a 180
because you kind of look like an asshole, and you probably
and she never got a 1-on-1.
I know, it was just chef's kiss, man.
I know.
You got some favorite things, bro?
Let me tell you what. New season of Drive to Survive just came out, and your girl has already finished it.
Wait, sorry, say it again.
Drive to Survive.
Oh yeah,
season 6.
Is it so good?
It's just so good.
Yeah.
They've made 6 seasons of the show, and I still just love it so much.
Who's your favorite driver?
I knew what happened already because this was last year's races, totally. And we all know how they turned out. I was at the fucking Vegas race, and I was still watching the episode, white knuckling it, I didn't know Max was gonna win.
Max. Who's your favorite race car driver?
Who is my favorite? I love the Ferrari boys. So I don't know if you're up to date on the F1 news.
Not at all.
It's Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz. And in 2025, so they've already done some contracts for 2025 and some drivers are switching around. Lewis Hamilton is coming to Ferrari, which means Carlos is without a seat as of now for 2025. And that breaks my heart because I love Carlos Sainz so much. Also, he's so hot.
I thought they're all handsome though, aren't they?
Really, truly, the majority of them are so hot. I'm like, how is this that you're rich, an incredible athlete, and so hot?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also, though, in this season, they show one of the rookies that got to. So Daniel Ricciardo broke his hand in his second race back, and they had to bring up one of the rookies that's the reserve driver or whatever. His name's Liam Lawson, I believe. That kid came in, got to race a couple of times, fucking slayed it, scored points in both races, drove great, and then wasn't given a seat. But I loved him. From the little bit of his story we got to see, it's he says the reason I'm not in Formula 2 or any of the others is because we don't have the money to do that. So I've had to go do XYZ instead. And so I was really rooting for him, and he's so talented. So hot take, I feel like we haven't seen the last of Liam Lawson. I think that come 2025, I'm hoping the guy gets a seat because he's really good.
I hope he gets a seat too.
It's so cute. Yeah.
All right. So I'm not going to watch that, but I'm glad that you like it.
It's so good.
Same producers of that show make Full Swing, which is coming out very soon. I'm excited for that.
They do.
I haven't started yet.
Yeah.
I do want to give a shout out. One of our producers said that we need to talk about a show called Boy Swallows Universe.
And?
Or maybe a movie. I haven't seen it, but I just wanted to make sure we gave it some love.
Okay.
In 1980s Brisbane, a precious boy and his selectively mute brother embark on a suburban odyssey of love, redemption, and retribution after their family is torn apart by a drug lord. Boy Swallows Universe on Netflix. I have heard that this is really, really good. And yeah.
Okay. You know what I finally watched?
What'd you watch?
The Iron Claw.
Oh, did you like it?
It is so sad.
Yeah, I know it's a very sad.
Do you know the story?
I know of it. I know it's like the original, like the first wrestling family, and it's ravaged by drugs and abuse and everything.
I was not prepared for how tragic the story is. Yeah. It's very good. It's just very sad. Zac Efron's incredible in it. I know
Jeremy's good in it, I assume.
He is good. He doesn't have a ton of screen time.
Mm-hmm.
But you know who has even less screen time is my guy from Murder at the End of the World. Harris Dickinson. 5 lines, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
I needed more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everyone's great in it. Zac is incredible. For a Disney kid, he's a fucking great actor.
Yeah.
He really is. Anyway, I loved it. It is very sad. I don't cry. I didn't cry, but if I did cry, I would have cried,
The true story of the inseparable Von Erich brothers who made history in the intensely competitive world of professional wrestling in the early 1980s. Iron Claw. And you can watch that on Prime.
Yep.
So you paid for that, huh?
You know what? Dom must have, because I share an account with my mom, and somebody had bought it, and it guaranteed wasn't Tish. So, yeah.
You know what movie we watched recently? We watched the Baz Luhrmann Great Gatsby.
Have you never seen that
I have,
before?
but I watched it in 2008 when it came, or 2013 when it came out.
I think I've seen it 5 times.
And here's the thing. So I am, I'm an old soul. And I really do love the original with Robert Redford. Like it's so good. That's the one that like I watched when I was like doing, English 101 or whatever. So I think I was like, fucking Baz Luhrmann, you're all like bright colors and like dance numbers, and Jay-Z's in it for some reason. We don't really know why. And like, it's all pomp and circumstance. Anyways, we watched it again. It is so good. It's such a phenomenal film. And then I was like, damn, dude, Leo doesn't miss. We were going through Leo's fucking filmography, and it is insane.
Yep.
Let's just go through Leonardo.
I mean, there's a reason he's Leo.
I know, but like,
he's the GOAT.
He really just like hasn't missed. And
I know.
So Killers of the Flower Moon, I saw. It's so good. He won't win an Oscar, but I think the girl in it is going to.
Mm-hmm. Did you watch the SAG Awards?
No, did you?
I did. Poor Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I really think he thought of all of them, like, maybe I'll get this one for Maestro.
Yeah.
And the look on his face was just absolute devastation when he didn't get it. Felt bad for him.
Yeah. Anyways, the things that this guy has been in has just been absolutely insane. Don't Look Up was hilarious. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is so good.
Hmm?
The Revenant, he won an Oscar for. I liked the movie, but it wasn't that good.
I didn't see that.
The Wolf of Wall Street's so good. The Great Gatsby is so good. The Titanic is so good. Django Unchained is so good. Inception, so good. Shutter Island, so good.
So good.
Blood Diamond's pretty good. The Departed,
it's phenomenal.
Yeah, it is. It is good.
It's really good
because he's South African.
That I watched that movie and liked it before I dated a South African.
The Departed, so good. The Aviator, so good.
So good.
Catch Me If You Can, so good.
Great.
Gangs of New York, one of my favorite movies ever.
Great.
The Beach, so good in that.
I haven't seen that in a minute.
I know, but it's so good. The Man in the Iron Mask, so good.
So good.
Romeo and Juliet.
Oh, one of my favorites of all time. Also Baz Luhrmann.
Baz Luhrmann, you were right.
So good.
The Basketball Diaries. This Boy's Life. What's Eating Gilbert Grape? Are you fucking serious, Leo? Like, we don't truly get to appreciate how many good films he's been in until you fucking go like, IMDb, fuck you, man. This is, and there's so many, like even like the top shelf guys, Tobey Maguire, fucking Johnny Depp, have lost so many movies out to Leo.
Mm-hmm.
He's so good.
I know.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Do you have other things?
I was thinking I did, maybe not.
You want to hear some jokes?
Not really. No.
What's the difference between
I don't want to.
an enzyme and a hormone?
Probably a lot, but let's hear it.
Well, you can't hear an enzyme.
I don't get it.
What's the difference between...
Oh, no.
Say it out loud.
No.
Say it out loud.
This is not an appropriate joke.
You can hear a hormone.
Where did you hear this?
Don't worry about it.
No, I need to know where you heard that.
I don't know. Fuck, I got nasty ass friends.
My God.
Another joke.
I hate jokes.
But the YFTers might enjoy them.
I don't think.
Guy goes to a bar with his buddy, right? And gets really, really fucking drunk. And he throws up on himself.
Ew.
And he's like, oh my God, my wife's going to be so mad.
You'd be sleeping outside.
This is a shirt that she got me for Christmas, and I threw up all over it. And he goes, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. His buddy goes, don't worry about it. I know what you're going to tell her. This is what you're going to tell her. You're going to tell her that your buddy threw up on your shirt. And what you're going to do, here, I'm going to put $10 in your shirt pocket. And when you go home, tell your wife, my buddy threw up on my shirt. And look, he gave me $10 to pay for the cleaning. And he's like, that's a good idea. Thank you so much.
I think it's more than $10, but
you are the worst. Just listen to a joke. So he goes home. His wife sees his shirt, starts yelling at him. That's the shirt I got you for Christmas. What the hell? You threw up. You got so drunk. You threw up on your shirt. I can't believe it. And he goes, honey, no. My buddy threw up on me and he felt so bad that he put $10 in my pocket to pay for the cleaning. So she goes into his shirt, she pulls out the money, and she goes, this is $20. He says, well, he also shit my pants.
That's not funny.
Yeah, it is, because see what happened is that he shit his pants.
Right.
Also.
Yeah. It's not funny.
Okay, YFTers, I need to know if you think that's funny or not, because it's a great joke.
No.
It is.
The first one was better.
First one you didn't get.
But it was funny, the ones I did get.
I don't think that you got this one.
No, I get it. He shit his pants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why there's $20 in there.
You thought you shit your pants the other day and looked on your ring which was funnier than that joke.
I think that the reason why you don't like comedy is because you don't understand it. I think we boiled it down.
I like SNL.
Did you watch with Shane Gillis?
I did not.
I want to watch that one.
Good?
I haven't seen it. I heard he did really well. He's the guy that was hired by SNL, and then they found some clip of him talking about like Asians, and he got canceled for that. And then he got fired from the show before he ever was on the show. And so now he's hosting it, which is like Lorne Michaels' seller's remorse. I got a new soundboard.
Oh boy.
I get sent these a lot, by the way. People really like our soundboard, I'll tell you that much.
Well, that's great.
Or they just like I don't know. They like the idea of me playing it. Here we go. New soundboard possibility. Let's see what it says. Ask for the dumb opinion that came out of your ass, or shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up, but did not ask for the dumb opinion that came out of your ass, or shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up.
Can you recreate that TikTok video, please?
No, but
like I need the visual of you doing all that.
When you said that
audio.
joke wasn't funny, I wish I had that soundbite. Be like, shut the fuck up.
Well, you can put it in there. Post.
I can actually.
Jeez.
I got another one. Let's see what this TikTok one is. Wait, hold on. Did you like that one or no?
Yeah, it's good.
Oh, I love this one. Hold on a second. Okay, so I saw this, and this was a TikTok where it's stick season, but it's from her perspective. Noah Khan, I think, shared this, and he was like, Jesus Christ, this is good.
What if stick season was from her perspective? I know I promised you that we were worth more than the most combined, but that was way before we said some things that made me realize that maybe we were just two lovers, way ahead of both our times. I couldn't see your exit through the tears that filled my eyes, and I went straight to my grandmother's, and she asked me what was up. I told him I just broke the only heart I've truly ever loved, and now I'm terrified of stormy nights, 'cause I see you when it floods. And I can't face my problems, so I'm living on the run. And I love her more, but it's the season of the stakes, and I thank your mom for everything she ever did. I know it's not your fault, or how I wish it could be different. If I return your calls, I put my keys in the ignition, then we'll be right back where we weren't you. But the summers pass like the seasons do. We weren't built to last, we were meant to lose, and I'm split in half, but that'll have to do.
How freaking good is that?
Slayed it.
Slay, bro.
Literally slayed.
That's Deeps in my feels on TikTok. Yeah. Noah Kahn wrote, "This rocks."
That reminded me of something. I have a question. When you watch television, movies, TV, do you watch it with subtitles on?
I do now.
You do?
Because my wife does. And I'm not in charge of really anything in my life. Let's be fair.
Okay. So I saw some statistic online that said that Gen Z is like obsessed with watching shit with subtitles, and millennials don't do that. It's like a very it's a younger generation thing.
It's definitely like a TikTok inspired thing, because remember when TikTok was like, you need to put the captions in. You're like, what the fuck? And it's like, because people are watching, but they shouldn't be, they're watching in class, and obviously you can't have audio or whatnot. Sarah started me on this trend, and I will say it's kind of nice, because then you can like, I know exactly what they said. But what I don't like about it is that sometimes the caption comes before what they actually say, and then I see what's coming, and I'm like, oh, now you're ruining the line for me.
Well, my problem is I'm staring at the text and not the actors, and I don't like that.
I know.
But it's weird. People do it. Like my best friend Kirsten, she watches everything with subtitles. I can understand if it's like, what was I watching recently? There were a lot of accents. I don't even know. If there's like a lot of accents and some things are hard to, maybe it was The Crown. Some things are hard to understand, sure. But I just can't get down with watching everything with subtitles. But it is the statistics were baby boomers don't do it at all. Millennials do it 30%, and Gen Z does it 85%.
Yeah, and baby boomers probably really need to do it because he can't hear shit.
I know, but they're nah, I'm good.
I got something.
Okay.
So, for whatever reason, the bathtub is right behind my sink in our Jack and Jill bathroom setup, right? And so, right behind the bathtub is a little teak chair to sit down on, I guess, before you get in the bathtub.
Do people sit down before they get in the bathtub?
I don't know, but we have this thing, and I don't know.
It's just for aesthetics.
Yeah, maybe put candles on it or something. I really don't know. I'm like a laptop.
Sure.
I have been now brushing my teeth and sitting on it. I don't know if you know how wonderful it is to brush your teeth while sitting down.
No.
Give it a shot. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Brushing your teeth seems like a little bit of a chore, right? And you're like, if I can do this again,
yes.
You're always in a hurry and whatever. But the second that you sit down, you take a load off, and you're just like, I'm gonna be the tease right now, man. I'm gonna take my time, I'm really gonna get in there. I'm not in any hurry. Life's too short, man, but these teeth need to stay gold, pony boy. And you just sit there and you just really enjoy it. The way that you look at brushing your teeth is going to change. And so here's the thing. So I do this every single day and every single night at my house, right? And we were just in Yosemite over the weekend. And
doing what?
Oh, my brother-in-law got engaged. Congratulations to Donovan Highland and Sarah Howard. We call her Howie. They got engaged in beautiful Yosemite.
I've never been to Yosemite. I know.
Really?
I know. I gotta go.
It's beautiful there, man.
I know.
And this is what I found myself doing in the hotel room. I was brushing my teeth and I walked out into the sitting area, sat down, beat the teas. Just took my time. Wasn't going anywhere. And then you know what I did the next day? Went out to the deck. Really taking it all in. Really enjoying my surroundings while cleaning my mouth.
Here's my problem. At home, I have the water pick toothbrush.
Yeah, okay.
That your buddy Cupcakes
yeah.
like forever ago. And so it's like corded. So I can't do that. Can't sit down. The cord's not long enough.
It's stupid. You should not do that.
But I love it. I actually love the water flosser situation.
I just do water pick separate from the brushing of the teeth.
Mine's all in one, which is so great, so efficient, and like it just feels like I'm pressure washing my teeth, and it's just so great.
All right. Well, the next time you go, you're traveling, and you got
maybe on a trip.
Yeah, just try it. All you YFTers, you haven't lived till you sat down and you brush your teeth. It's so much more enjoyable. The other thing that I found out on my road trip recently, bagged pickles.
Ew.
And the company, shout out to Oh Snap, bagged pickles. They are delicious. They are crispy. Boy, oh boy. If you are a pickle boy, I'm a pickle boy. You're not a pickle boy?
No.
You don't like pickles?
No, and if it even touches my food, I don't want the food.
But
I hate it.
This is why we're best friends, because we go get a hamburger and I have your pickle.
Ooh. They better not even put it on my burger or I can't eat it.
There's something better than a deli sandwich that's wrapped up in the butcher paper and there's a little pickle in there. Give me all the pickles. I'm a pickle boy. Listen, I'm a pickle boy. What would you say? If I'm a pickle boy, what are you? You're a horse girl? Yeah. Like, what's a food that like you just love?
Sugar. I do, which is very sweet. Sweets.
Sweets, huh? What's your favorite?
I just love sweets. Like I fucking love a donut. Like
really?
Like a really good donut is just so fucking good.
What's your favorite type of donut? Is it glazed? Is it chocolate? Is it jam?
I love a good
filled?
blueberry. A blueberry donut is very good.
Scone?
I like the old fashioned donuts. I love a powdered donut. Like I really like them all. The only ones I don't really like are the chocolate filled because I don't really like chocolate, but I like all the rest. I was obsessed for a while about the California donuts. Have you ever been to California donuts where they put the cereal on top? The Lucky Charms one. Oh my God.
Interesting.
Yeah. The Fruity Pebbles one.
Good, huh?
Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Holy shit, so good.
It's got to be 1,000 calories.
I love donuts.
All right, you're a donut girl. I'm a pickle boy. You're a donut girl. Name of the episode right there.
I love donut holes too.
Oh yeah, do you like donut holes better than donuts?
There is something really nice about just like bite-sized pieces, but there's more variety with donuts, so I think I'll go.
Do you eat fast food ever?
Rare. If I do, it's Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, so let's rank your favorite fast food. Your favorite fast food restaurant. Go.
Chick-fil-A number one for sure.
Number 2? Give me 3.
I think Sonic.
Okay. You are so Southern. It's fucking amazing.
Sonic's number 2. Number 3. Does Steak Shack count?
Shake Shack?
Steak Shack. Shake Shack.
Yeah, your third favorite.
I was thinking steak and shake. Yeah. Shake Shack. Does that count? Okay, Shake Shack's number 3. Yeah.
What's mine? Oh, let me tell you. Okay, so
In-N-Out Burger.
No? I do love In-N-Out Burger.
Doesn't even make top 3?
Makes top 3.
Okay.
Oh. Okay. This is gonna be crazy.
I'm scared.
Don't be scared. Jack in the Box.
Absolutely
Jack in the Box is like.
What do you mean?
The menu is like that of the Cheesecake Factory. It's vast.
But it's not good.
Amazing. You can get two tacos for 99 cents. You kidding me?
I cannot believe
the sourdough jack. Give me a break. The spicy chicken sandwich. Give me a break.
I don't even think I've ever had
the bacon roll and cheeseburger. Give me a break. The fries, the crispy curly fries. Give me a break.
Those do sound good. But you know whose are better? Arby's.
Yeah, but the Arby's just food in general is gross. Then you're like,
it's terrible, but the curly fries are worth it.
And I do like the Arby's sauce. We'll say that. Number 2, In-N-Out Burger. I'm California. Number 3, Taco Bell. Taco Bell.
No, there is no way that if you were sober, you would willingly choose Taco Bell.
Oh, I had it sober recently, actually. It was delicious. Here's the thing about Taco Bell, which I really appreciate. They aren't pretending that they're healthy. You know, we're like, McDonald's will be like, we got salads now, and here's an apple and some milk. And blah, 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 blah. Taco Bell's like, fuck you. Here's grade L meat. We don't care that you don't like it. Just
It's literally worse than dog food meat.
sure, I bet it is. And then they're just like, you know what? Why don't you take some fucking Diablo sauce, spread this all over it. It's going to kill any bacteria from the grade L meat that you got in there, and it's going to be delicious. Also, I just love the fact that like you when you go to like a normal like McDonald's, you're like, I'm going to get the Happy Meal or whatever. I'm going to get the Big Mac meal, and it's just the Big Mac, fries, and a drink. But Taco Bell's like, okay, we got the cheesy gordita crunch, and then we're also going to give you fucking a churro and like 3 different types of tacos, and that's a meal for some reason. And it makes no sense, and I don't know why they do it, but I love that. Like, I'm like, not only am I getting my fucking cheesy gordita crunch, I'm also getting a Doritos Loco Taco. Like the taste flavors are so different, vastly different. They don't give a fuck. They're just like, hey, Fatty McFatterson, eat this shit. You're going to love it. And
Yeah.
I do. My only complaint is they're always changed. They don't get like normal sodas. So you got like Fanta or like, it's like, it used to be Sierra Mist and now it's something fucking different. You got to drink it the Sprite. Just get Sprite in there, guys. What are we doing? Come on.
You drink soda still?
Listen, if I'm going down the road of I'm eating at a fast food restaurant, yes, for sure.
Huh.
Also, I don't even know if like when you get the meal, like water's an option. I think it's just like,
Oh, I'm a big sweet tea girl.
oh, gross. That's even worse for you, probably.
If I go through.
I don't know.
No aspartame in sweet tea.
Aspartame?
That's what's in there
I
that's
think
so
it's
bad.
aspartame.
Tang,
think so.
really? I don't know. I don't know. It's bad for you. That sounds like. Never
What?
mind. Nothing.
Does it sound like you can hear a hormone?
No, but worse.
Ass in her taint? Ass per shame? Just say it so I know.
No.
Fuck.
This episode's long.
Okay, we're done. What do you want to go out on?
I don't know.
Okay, I got one.
Okay.
My boy David Borne, he's got a new record out, and he put out a cover. Oh, it's a cover of "I'll Be There for You." So for all of you Friends fans out there, David Borne, "I'll Be There for You." What do you got coming up?
I am home for another week, and then I'm going to the Caymans.
The Caymans.
The Caymans.
Why?
I can only hope and pray that I get some sort of tan while I'm there.
I think you will.
I really hope so. I'll be there 2.5 days. I'm DJing an event for International Women's Day. Very cool. And then I come home for a few days, and then I come to LA.
Oh, you come to LA?
See you there.
Are we doing a photo shoot?
And then we'll see. And then I go to Vegas. And then I go to Biloxi, Mississippi.
You're just in Biloxi.
No, I'm going to Biloxi.
Oh, I thought you were already there.
These are all my March shows. Oh, yeah. That's
cool.
the tea.
I'll be here.
Yeah.
So
Good.
I'll take it.
We'll see about a photo shoot.
All
We'll
right.
see. YFTers, do you guys need more photos of us? Can we ask
I know,
them?
but Podcast Nation really wants to take new photos.
I know, but can we just gauge the interest from the actual
Here's
YFTers?
my thing. And I haven't really expressed this to Podcast Nation, but this seems like a good place to do it because they're going to have to listen to this anyways.
Oh, okay.
I've only gotten older and less attractive. I don't know if I want to put out what I really look like as the new showcased things, unless we are really face-tuning the fuck out of this bitch.
We're not doing that. But my guy
Yeah.
that I was going to have take photos, he shoots on film.
Oh, okay.
And film is very forgiving, which is why I love it.
Fucking old. Okay, perfect. We'll do that.
We'll do film.
All right, YFTers, we love you.
Love y'all.
Please watch this on YouTube because that's important, I guess. And go rate and review. We haven't done a fuck you very much in a couple episodes, so please go rate and review. And I've been noticing that people are commenting on our Spotify thing afterwards. So if you listen on Spotify,
cool.
go mark that, and I'll put it up on the. I can publish it or something. So it'd be good. Yeah,
that's cool.
I'm gonna rewind this a little bit because I feel like we kind of talked over all of it. All right, YFTers, we love you.
This podcast has been brought to you by Podcast Nation.